Connecting with us right now is RS Sodhi, Managing Director at Amul. Thank you so much and good to have you on board. To begin with, largely on account of the prolonged monsoon, the floods, there has been a delay in the flush season. So what has been the impact of this on the profitability of the company and thus far as a result on a yearly basis for you?
Good morning. See, what you talk about increase in the milk price, a very golden phase has come for the Indian milk producers or the farmers. After a gap of 3 to 4 years, farm gate price is coming equal to what it was in 2014-15. No doubt, definitely compared to previous year, the milk price increased by 25 to 30%. But last year prices were the lowest, which were unremunerative farmer to continue the dairy field. And the present price of milk is the correct viable price for the farmer. And I feel the next 2 years, the existing price will continue and it is profitable for the farmers. I mean, you talk about profitability of the processors, but being an employee of farmers, I always talk or consider profitability of the milk producers. No doubt there is a inflation and every media is talking about food inflation. But let me tell you that food inflation for urban India is the increase in income of rural India. I mean, we talk that rural demand is not growing and there is how rural demand will increase until their income increases. And now with the increase in not only milk, all agriculture produce, rural income is increasing, which will fuel the demand of other FMCG products in the rural India.
Okay, milk prices have been also rising, as you just touched upon. You've recently taken a price hike as well and increased prices by about 15% from the FY19 bottom. What's the average procurement price currently, and do you see more price hikes going forward?
Well, if you first talk about the milk procurement price this year, average procurement price for the cow milk right now is around 31, 32 rupees. And for the buffalo milk, for the 7% fat, it is coming around 47, 48 rupees. And consumer price, no doubt, last 1 year, there has been 2 price increases of 2 rupees, so 4 rupees litre increases happened in the milk price and 4 to 5% increases happened in all the dairy product price, be it butter, cheese or ice creams or beverages, etc. But don't look at it compared to previous year. See last 5 years, inflation in milk is less than the food inflation. I mean, if you last 5 years, the total milk price increases happened only 8 rupees. 8 rupees on 50 rupees is not more than, I can say, is 10 to 12%. So it's less than 3% average inflation in the milk and milk products price in the last 5 years. So it's not a, very high price increase. No doubt, the processors or the companies who are buying milk from the farmers or from the private contractor, adding value and selling it to the consumer, their profitability is definitely under pressure. What profits they were generating last 2 years will be reduced drastically because they were buying milk at lower than the cost of production. Now, price of milk is slightly above than the cost of production. So naturally, their margins are squeezed.
But Mr. Sodhi, with the price hikes, do you actually see them aiding the margins for dairy companies? Or do you think it will be net the same because of higher procurement prices?
No, can you come again? Yeah,
No, just wanted to understand what really is going to happen with price hikes. Do you see do you see price hikes actually aiding margins of dairy companies, or will it be net the same because of higher procurement prices? And what is your pass-through clause to customers?
You see, let me tell you, whatever price increase is happening to the farmer, it will not be passed on to the consumer. I give you example of milk. milk price to the consumer increased by around 4 rupees a litre, but price being paid to farmers are increased about 7 to 8 rupees. So this 3 or 4 rupees extra which is being paid to the farmers have gone out of the margins of the dairy processors. Again, I'm repeating, last 2 years, dairy processors were getting more margins which what they didn't deserve. And they were spending or they were pocketing. This year, the margins are reasonable margin, and all the dairy processors have to see that they have to manage their business within those margins. I mean, if you take cow milk, if cow milk they are paying at 31 to 32 rupees or 33 rupees, same cow milk is sold to the consumers in Bombay at 46 rupees. So there are sufficient margin. Last year, same cow milk they were buying at the rate of 18 to 21 and selling at 42 rupees. And so they had more than 23, 24 rupees margin. This year, this same margin has reduced to only 13, 14 rupees. So they are under pressure. Margins are under pressure.
Okay, we'll dwell a little bit more on margins in a bit, but I also wanted to understand, with organized brands entering the previously unorganized market, is this helping organized players gain market share? We understand that the global S&P prices as well have increased during that year.
Definitely, more organized player entering into food or dairy sector helps producer as well as consumer, because systems become more transparent, more efficient, and more customer and the producer friendly. So with the more organized player coming, I think farmers will get better realization. And as far as the world over increase in skim milk powder price, I think that is a good sign, because earlier last 3 years prices were lower than the cost of production. Now prices are coming up. So definitely in India, the skim milk powder, I mean, let us take skim milk powder. People say last year it was 150 rupees. This year it is 300 rupees. True, it has doubled. But if you compare it 2014, it was 260 and 280 rupees. So last 4 or 5 years, there's no much increase. Yeah, but definitely compared to last 1 year, prices double. And I had seen some private processor had stopped buying fresh milk from the farmers because skim milk was cheaper. I mean, skim milk at 150 rupees kg means 15 rupees a litre. I mean, how can you afford producing milk at 15 rupees a litre? But it was a distress sale. You can't expect that distress sale to continue. Now it has come to the level where farmers are also getting good price, and no doubt consumers are also reasonably paying 3 to 4% average increase in price, which is reasonable. No doubt processors will be under pressure who are used to getting more than 100% margin last 1 year.
Okay. So global SME prices have also increased. Are you being able to generate profits with such high prices? What's the SMP production cost at the moment?
You see, let me tell you, for Amul or a cooperative, profits is not a margin. Our margin is if we can give good price to the farmer. So now farmer is able to meet their expenses. The cost of production today of a litre of cow milk is 25 to 28 rupees, depending on the location, cost of feed, etc. And farmer is getting at 30 to 32 rupees. So farmers are making little profit. So we are happy farmers are making profits. We are not, as a cooperative, we are not interested in making profit. What we want, our 36 lakh farmers make the profit. And gradually world prices are going up. But let me tell you, world prices are not going the way Indian milk prices are going. We are much higher than the world prices, and which is good for our farmers. And also good for rural economy. You see, more money is going to the rural India is good for India, because more than 70% people in rural India. So let them also earn. I mean, if you want to increase the income of average urban India, but then the average rural Indian income increases, we call it a food inflation. I mean, one side you want to double the farmer's income. When the farmer is increasing, how can you increase the farmer's income without increasing the price of food? So let us happily give good price for the food.
Want to understand what percentage of sales come from actually products other than milk for Amul, and which would you say is the fastest growing product outside of traditional dairy?
Well, you see, as far as Amul is concerned, slightly more than 50% sale is from the pasteurized milk. Balance is from the other products, be the baby food, butter, ghee, cheese, ice cream, beverages, and all. And I've seen demand or growth is now this year is more coming from the fresh product, that is milk, curd, buttermilk, as well as we have seen in the ice cream and cheese, tremendous growth is there, as well as in beverages. So double-digit growth is coming across all categories because you can see last 3 years or 4 years there is no much increase in the prices. Price increase is lower than the inflation. That is why demand is increasing for all dairy products. And this is not true for Amul. I'm talking across category, demand is increasing for all the dairy products.
All right, we'll leave it there this morning. Great chatting with you as always, Mr. Sodhi. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you. Thank you.